Hello, guys. So, I have noticed that in our new format, something has happened that I did not expect to happen. That is basically that Nekroz has become actually playable, and I'm happy that it is so. And I wanted to showcase a list that I've been grinding through DB, testing. I'm currently mid tier elo. I still have to grind, but I'm not too motivated to grind all day and night to get to the high numbers. But in general, I think this deck does a really good job at what it wants to do. And this list is Dragonmaid, Dogmatika Nekroz. So now you wonder, why the heck are you playing Dragonmaids and Nekroz? This actually has a couple of reasons. Dragonmaids are one of the best dragon engines in the game because they are so sticky, and also they produce two dragon monsters pretty easily. So we play two chamber, three parlor. You can switch this around to three chamber, two parlor, but I prefer this ratio because, first of all, this costs a lot of money. And second of all, you have better chances with a parlor and dumping a tidying. It's way better against roll. Then also double Ecclesia, Fleur, double Maximus. I'm not sure if you need the Fleur, but I like to run it just in case you run against Dragoon. This makes that the Dogmatika package is an out Dragoon. And then we follow up with the Nekroz engine, standard 3-2-3-1 engine. There is not much to say about this. One mirror, two Kaleido, one cycle. Also, kind of standard ratios. I'm only playing one cycle because I'm not playing the Shirt. If you want to play the Shirt, you can play two cycle, but then you would have to cut going second cards, which is pretty bad to do. Triple Prep because it's the best ritual search in the deck. Nadir's Servant, the second best searcher, because it searches your Dogmatica stuff, and it gives you some good recursion and such. Triple Pot of Prosperity. You need this card to play this deck. If you don't play this card, you will notice significant differences in like how well it performs. Pot of Extravagance doesn't work in this list because you are playing most of your monsters as one-ofs because you want access to a lot of toolbox. Triple Forbidden Droplets, awesome interaction with Prosperity. Uh, and this card is a better Dark Ruler. And we also run Dark Ruler on the side. And then for Dragonmaid spells and traps, we are running one Hospitality, two Tidying. You can decide to run triple Tidying, but I have decided to run two so I can play 40 cards. So I got the maximum consistency for Pot of Prosperity. And then one Dogmatica Punishment because you want something to search off of Ecclesia that is not Maximus. And that runs out the main deck. Side deck, triple Lancea, triple Phantasme. Phantasme is really good this format, and it's also really good in Nekroz because it helps you against like targeting disruption, such as tidying, and also it's a good way to see prosperity. Kwakimai Drago. This is against specifically if you have to play against Dino, or if you have to play against the what's it called deck, the Dragon Links, because this stops your opponent's Dragon Link deck from functioning game 2 and 3. So you side this in if you know you go first, and then you try to Seal's Pass, where you could even normal summon this, and this makes it really hard for your Dragon Link player, for your Dragon Link opponent to play. Valkyrus and side deck. In case you play against a beat me down deck, you have to side this in so that you can like protect your Unicorn. There are a lot of weird beatdown decks in this format again, so keep care that you play like one Valk so that you can protect your Unicorn from big monsters. Cosmic Cyclone, one. I just generally like playing one. Same with Harpy's Feather Duster, though this is more because it's limited to one. Two Dark Rulers. I think with like 5 going second cards and the fact that most of your engine plays really well through disruption, you have a good chance on breaking most boards. Like you can break a Dragon Link boards if you draw it pretty well, and um, it's just generally really helpful. And then triple evenly matched against those pesky back row decks. So you have 5 cards to side in against almost every deck. So against Dragon Link, you could even side 7 cards if you want to side triple Phantasma, triple Lancea, and 2 Dark Rulers. You can do that. You can side out the entire Dragon Maid engine going second against them. But anyways, now to the extra deck. 2 Ints, 1 Titaniclad, 3 Herald, 1 Omega. This is all standard. Then one Zeus, 1 Silent Honor Arc. This we're playing 2 mixed Zeus because first of all it has this one effect where you can suck up a monster in attack position. So if you struggle to like out a specific monster that is pretty big, this is a good out to it. But most importantly, this also has this effect. If this face-up card on the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. And this means that if your opponent punishments this, you can still attack even through punishment ints on this. The only problem is you then just summon Zeus with 1 material. So keep that in mind. 2 heavenly spheres. I play 1 because 2 because I like to banish 1 off of prosperity, but also because this card can recur up to 2 times in the duel. 1 Striker Dragon, you only need it once because if you normal summon a Chamber Dragon Maid, it doesn't matter if like your opponent ogres this or gammas it. You'll probably keep the Striker Dragon in grave, and as soon as you got a Chamber in grave or a Parlor in grave, you don't need the Striker Dragon anymore to play. Like a second Striker Dragon would help with link climbing, but you don't need it too much in this deck. 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. This is against Eldritch, and these are generic. So generally, the point of the deck is you go first, you summon Unicorn, and then you hope that you open your Dogmatika package or your Dragonmaid package, and support your Unicorn with some extra disruption. And because Unicorn is kind of a bitch to deal with right now, it's pretty good. So it stops like Dragon Link from getting useless pluses. Hands like this sometimes may happen, but even then you still got a really good and hard to play around disruption in form of seals into follow-up, and this will allow you to get some extra advantage. Also, a nice thing is that Chamber is a level 4 and Parlor is a level 3, so you can tribute Parlor for Klaus if you want to have it engraved, for example, for hospitality. Then you go like generally it's a very good engine. So you really want to try to get the seals on board to keep your opponent disrupted. This is really hard to OTK, by the way. So even if your opponent like Dark Rulers you got seals, spheres, summon parlors, send tidying, and then you can affect tidying special back chamber. So you're pretty well set up, even with just seals pass. And the reason why Prod of Prosperity is really, really good in this deck is, first of all, you have a lot of stuff you can banish. As in like this. So you have a lot of chances to see your good cards. In this case, we can see the Chamber Dragon Maid, and this would be our win condition already. Or we could also take the Maximus, get the Nadir Servant. But since I want to play around some more cards, Chamber is a little bit better, in my opinion. And the nice thing about heavenly spheres is that if you use heavenly spheres under Unicore and you tribute heavenly spheres, it still resolves because it's treated like it's off field. And because it's off field, it's no longer affected by Unicore. And this gets you your bounce and your special summon. So you have like really, really good follow up. Best case scenario, you open Servant plus Brio plus Chamber, and I can show you what happens if you do this. So in this case, we open Chamber. So let's put a couple of cards back. We could even open like Chamber plus Nadir Servant. Chamber plus Maximus. Dueling book be glitchy right now. So excuse me. So if you like open this, you can get your effects here. And get yourself, in this case, your tidying again. I mean hospitality. And then you go into your striker dragon. And you then, yeah, and of course you use hospitality. Special this. Get yourself the seals. Then you can Nadir Servant, sending yourself the Titaniclad. And then Titaniclad will get you your Ecclesia follow-up in the end phase, which is really good. You also, because you summon Striker Dragon, have fodder for Maximus. And this allows you, of course, to resolve Maximus, sending, in this case, Omega and Herald. So you can get your Kaleido, and then Kaleido Unicore, search Brio, search, and then you can search for Trish if you want to. And then end phase, you end up with a follow-up like this. So you have a Maximus for next turn. You have a Seals Bounce. You have Unicore as the Floodgate monster. You also get yourself a Parlor Dragonmaid, which sends you a Dragonmaid Tidying. And then you can Dragonmaid Tidying in end phase. Special this, and then add yourself a Tidying. And then you can go for follow-ups like if you want to Zeus your opponent, you can go for this. You can also go for yet another Seals, and then you can Seals set Tidying, and that is 2 disruptions. And with with Ecclesia, you can get yourself a punishment. So you then end on 4 disruptions, and you snowball out of control. So this is basically how the deck wants to work. These are a couple interactions, of course. It's pretty neat. I am on an 80% win rate on this in a sample size of 20 games. And yeah, I think it's pretty good for a Nekroz deck to be on 80% win rate. So if you guys have any opinions about this deck, I strongly recommend if you have access to both expensive Dragon Maids and the pots, while also having, of course, access to Nekroz, and of course the Nadir Servants, you should definitely try this deck. Unfortunately, it's definitely not budget friendly, but who gives it? Because you can play it online on Dueling Book. So, back to the list. This is the list. Also, one shout out. There is a Nekroz Discord group that you can join, and we are running a tournament in April. It is going to be a remote duel tournament, and we are going to give away dueling book donation codes for the winner, and I think also the second and third place. But we still have to see about this. And what I plan to do, because I'm the distributor for the pricing, is that I double the length of the DB donor code if you win or like achieve second or third place with Nekroz. So I'll put a link in the description of this video if you want to join the Nekroz Discord group. You can also discuss with me your deck lists. I can always help you build your deck. If you need some budget advice, I can also try to do my best. And you can also theorize with me about some ideas. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace.